Our next lesson in geometry is geometry undefined terms, points. Our goal for this lesson is to list properties and characteristics of the undefined term point. Okay, so I want you to skip a space in your notes wherever you're at, and I want you to write today's dates. And today we're going to talk about geometry undefined terms. But basically today we're going to talk about the point. David Hilbert, we talked about him, from 1862 to 1943. He was a German mathematician and developer of the axiomatic approach in mathematics. He was instrumental in correcting and making certain revisions to some logical defects in Euclid's geometry. These changes became known as Hilbert's axioms. These changes are used in present-day publications in geometry texts. Okay. Hilbert's concepts can be reduced to three main simple ideas. They are the building blocks on which our geometry will be built. They are point, line, and plane. Okay, so Hilbert's axioms. Hilbert's axioms. And we said that there are three main simple points. They are point, line, and plane. Remember our discussion concerning thinking mathematically? We are in the real world, but we are discussing abstract concepts. For us to understand our discussion with one another, we must devise a symbolic language so we can communicate our ideas in an understandable way. We need a picture of what these notations look like. When I said point, instantly, you had a picture of a point in your mind. I know you did. When I said line, you had a picture of a line. Now, you may not have known what a plane was, but if you did, you had a picture of that too. But we need a language so we can communicate, so we know what we're talking about. We need a picture of what these notations look like. We need a name for the notation. We need an explanation for the notation's characteristics. So point. Let's picture the point by using a dot on our paper. Okay, here we go. Today we're going to talk about a point. So let's picture a point. What does a point look like? Well, we know a point is a dot. There you go, there's a point. Okay, now let's name it. Whenever you name a point, you always use a capital letter. Okay? A. Okay, that's point A. Okay, I'm sorry. The point is supposed to go first. My mistake. Okay, here's my point. I'm going to label it A. There we go. You can label it R, T, M, G, I don't care. Let's explain the point this way. A point cannot be seen. It has no shape, color, or physical characteristics. It's imaginary. A point is a representation of some location. The relationships we observed above are what Hilbert classified as undefined relationships of incidence, meaning lying on, being in, or being between. In the not-too-distant future, we will become familiar with Hilbert's postulates of incident. Okay, so we need to remember that the point cannot be seen. You can't see a point. You don't look in space and there's a point sitting there. Okay? It has no color. Okay, no color. No physical properties because it's imaginary. You need to remember that it's an imaginary idea. That's why it's an axiom. Axioms are abstract. You can't see them. You can't touch them. They have no physical characteristics because they're imaginary. Okay? Go ahead and study this lesson and go ahead and answer the questions.